Alright guys, it's time for another matchup here in Battlefront Madness. This one is between Darth Vader and Boba Fett. Boba Fett dominated Captain Phasma, winning 78% 22, and Darth Vader pretty dominant as well against Bosk with a 75 to 25 victory. So the expectation was that we would end up with Vader versus Boba Fett, and that is exactly what we have gotten. So, Swanee, just the first impressions, I guess, on what you think of the matchup and who you think might have the advantage there.
Well, it's kind of interesting to see Boba completely dominated Phasma, though, because they both got very little screen time. And
yeah,
I guess Boba has the cooler gadgets, which is, I guess, why. But, I mean, Phasma's got that freaking blaster-proof armor. But anyway, yeah, it's surprising he won by that much, considering what little they both did in the movies, but I guess Boba's got years and years of...
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's just because Boba's been around for so much longer, he's built more of a following. Phasma's so new to the Star Wars universe, I don't think she's had nearly as much time to build up the following Boba Fett has.
Considering she's just a waste. Anyway, but Boba Fett, in terms of the game, he's not nearly as good as Vader. I mean, his jetpack breaks. At least it's broken for me ever since the launch. Like, occasionally it'll just stop working, and then you're stuck jumping. So he has that bug. He's had many nerfs, and Vader has gotten quite a few buffs, actually. I don't think they've ever nerfed Darth Vader. And Boba Fett's new jetpack is pretty nice, though. They did improve his jetpack, but Boba Fett's got some pretty low health. He can get in pretty good spots, and for like heroes versus villains and stuff. So he's pretty agile that way. But
he's unique. I mean, he's the only one that can fly.
Yeah, he is pretty unique compared to everybody else. But Vader has all that health, and depending on what star cards you use, he can have even more health. And he's a freaking tank. Let's see here. I don't know. I think it'll be kind of close because they're both really iconic characters. But I think people might vote for Vader. I mean,
my guess would kind of be the same.
It's kind of tough. Yeah,
I would expect them to probably vote for Vader because he is the better character. He's certainly the more iconic character, but also just in the games themselves, he's just better to play as. I think the one place Boba might have an advantage is the fact that he's maybe more fun to play as. I feel like Darth Vader's still, as good as he is, I don't feel like he's the most fun to play as, just because he's, you know, slow and still kind of bulky in the way that he gets around. His force choke is still screwed up. So that was one of his cool powers that kind of lost its coolness. So I don't know if that will have much of an effect or not, but Boba's more fun, I think, to play as, but he's not nearly as good. I mean, when he first came out, I think Boba would have a pretty good chance in this matchup because he was so good and his rockets were so good. But now, but now they don't hold the same weight. So I would think people are going to vote for Vader, but Boba's going to have a shot just because he is so. You know, he's so interesting, different, and fun to play as. I think that gives him a chance.
Like, if I run into both of them in Galactic Assault, if I see Boba Fett, I'm not afraid. I'm just like, it's Boba Fett. So many things can turn off his jetpack, and he stumbles to the ground, and you shoot him like 5 or 6 times, and he's dead. If you run into Darth Vader, you're like, well, I'm screwed.
Yeah, that's like running into a Battlefront 1 hero. You're like, I have no prayer, because he has so much health. I mean, he's like the only hero that is like a Battlefront 1 hero, because he just
you're not gonna just charge into Vader.
Health. No, you're gonna run for your life. That's your only hope with Darth Vader. And since the roll isn't a problem anymore, Darth Vader, that was one of his big issues. Because he'd strike so slowly, people would just roll away from him. But now they can't really do that as much. So yeah, he's pretty beastly. And plus Vader is the defending champ, and I think it's gonna be really hard. Plus Vader went up against Bosk, and most people I think Bosk is better in the game, but it's Vader. So Vader's still dominated because Darth Vader's just he is like the Star Wars universe. He's probably the main character of everything in Star Wars. So I think that on top of the fact that he's better in the game, I'd be surprised if Boba finds a way to pull this one off. But you never know.
Yeah, it'll be a good matchup.
Madness happens. So guys, it is now up to you. Do you want Darth Vader or do you want Boba Fett? In the end, it is all up to you guys. So go ahead up into that top right corner and cast your vote. Alright, thanks guys for voting, and make sure to vote for the other second round matchups. They're still active, Rey versus Yoda as well as Palpatine versus Darth Maul. So make sure that your vote counts for those as well. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications, because otherwise your subscription won't matter according to YouTube. So hit the bell if you guys want to not miss any of our videos. And we will see you for the next matchup here in about a day. So have a good one, guys.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist